From the All Indiana Podcast Network.
The All Indiana Podcast Network.
This is the News 8 Daily 8.
Now all the latest news.
Kylie Conway has all the news you need to know.
And more.
Please stand by.
Now, here's Wish TV's Kylie Conway.
Hi, this is Kylie Conway, and this is the News 8 Daily 8 for Monday, May 17th. What a soggy start to the work week. It's going to be an unsettled weather pattern today, some scattered showers and some storms possible throughout the day. We're going to reach about 69 degrees as far as tonight's concerned. More showers and storms are likely. And oh goodness, for those people who usually use the North Split, today was the first morning of the North Split closure for the weekday commuters at least. So that it is officially shut down, and it's going to be shut down for the next year and a half. So the closure of the state's second busiest interchange will mean really big changes to your daily drive into downtown Indianapolis. If you take I-70 or I-65 through downtown, you're going to have to contend with these. You're going to need to use local roads to get to where you need to go. So Hannah Mordeau tried out 4 different detours, and her best advice is to map it out before you hit the road.
For drivers in Indy,
Cause a delay for us.
Don't like it, for sure.
I'm not happy at all.
this is a traffic nightmare come true.
18 months? Yikes. That's a long time. And it's like inconvenient.
Inconvenient? Yes, but necessary. INDOT says they have to knock down bridges and rebuild the infrastructure, closing I-65 and I-70 from Washington Street to the North Split for the next year and a half.
It's definitely going to impact my drive. It's going to add some time.
So, how much time? Last week, mobile news tracker Kevin Rotterman and I tested out the drives during the morning commute. With the interstates open, I-70 westbound and I-70 eastbound each took about 4.5 minutes to get through. I-65 northbound and I-65 southbound were both about 3-minute drives.
Now we're going to test the drives with the detours and time it. I-70 west, 70 east, 65 south, and 65 north.
Keep in mind, this is during the morning rush, but there's no added traffic on city streets. First up,
Getting on to 70 west, starting the clock.
headed westbound on I-70 and you're forced off at the Ohio Street exit. We took North Park Avenue, then went on to Washington Street.
Back on to 70 west.
And finally, I-70 through the South Split.
70 west with detour, 5 minutes and 45 seconds.
A little over a minute added to my total drive. Now, let's try eastbound.
Start the clock.
70 through the South Split, no problem. Here, drivers are forced off at Washington Street.
Going left onto Washington.
Next, it's a right onto College Ave, which is a one-way.
That's a hard turn.
Hit New York Street and you can take Pine Street back onto the interstate.
Turning left on Pine.
Drivers can still use this portion of the North Split for I-70 East only.
Stopping the clock, 8 minutes and 38 seconds.
That added about 4 minutes to my commute. Next up, south on I-65.
Starting the clock now.
Here, drivers will have to avoid the North Split altogether.
Going on to West Street.
The detour is West Street through downtown, all the way to I-70.
65 south, detour, 7 minutes, 42 seconds.
About 4.5 minutes added to the commute. So, what about northbound?
Starting clock now.
It's back through the South Split.
Truck almost hit us.
Then carefully a quick exit onto West Street. Go through all the lights downtown and back onto the interstate.
65 north with detour, 8 minutes and 45 seconds.
5.5 minutes added to this drive. INDOT says all the detours should only add about 5 minutes. But if possible, avoid downtown and take 465 instead. For these drivers,
Take it easy and plan ahead.
pack your patience for the next year and a half and hope for better driving days ahead.
What are you hoping for out of all of this?
A faster commute.
For people needing to get into downtown, there are several projects on the city streets drivers have to manage as well. So if possible, your best option is just to take 465 and avoid downtown altogether. And the North Split could cause some delays for Indianapolis public school bus routes. IPS says all buses that normally travel through the North Split have been rerouted. But while the area goes through safety and operations upgrades and improvements, the new routes could mean delays up to 10 to 15 minutes. The district says there could be a delay as buses navigate through those detours. Administrators say they'll closely monitor the situation and adjust as needed. Those families of impacted students have been notified. It's also important for parents who drive their kids to and from school to know about the closures as well, of course. For questions, families can call the IPS Service Center at 317-226-4000. This morning, the director of the CDC is defending the agency's mask advice. The head of the agency says while it's okay to uncover if you are vaccinated, those who don't want the shot need to be, in her words, honest with themselves. Dr. Rochelle Walensky spoke in several interviews Sunday trying to clear up confusion prompted by the new guidance. Under the agency's newest guidelines, people who are not fully vaccinated need to wear face coverings in most indoor and outdoor situations. Walensky says the change did not come from political pressure.
My job as the CDC director, which I promised the American people when I took it, is that I would deliver the science to them and our recommendations to them as we had it. A major study that was published in the MMWR on Friday that demonstrates that vaccinated people are safe. Now we have the hard work to do. This was the first building block.
Walensky also said the new guidance should not be taken as a mandate to take off masks and that people should work at their own speed to decide when to do it. So let's break down the mask rules at major store chains. Several are changing, though only where local mandates allow. If you are fully vaccinated and it's not against city or county rules, you do not have to cover up at Starbucks, Trader Joe's, Walmart, Sam's Club, and Costco. Some of those changes start new this morning. Others began over the weekend. Kroger and Target are staying mask on, at least for now. None of the changes apply in Indianapolis because Marion County's mask rules still require them. State health leaders want to hear from parents. The health department is sending out a survey through social media to help develop plans for the return to class in fall. Researchers at IU will use the information. It asks whether you plan to have your children vaccinated against the virus, how you made that decision, and whether you think COVID-19 is a problem in your community. You can find the survey through the Wish TV app. Just grab your phone, scroll down, and click on the As Seen on Wish TV section. So how do children fit into the newest mask guidance from the CDC? The director of the agency says despite increasing vaccine eligibility, the plan for students in classrooms doesn't change. The CDC still recommends schools should have everyone wear masks and maintain social distance. Dr. Rochelle Walensky explained why the recommendations aren't changing before the end of school.
We will not be changing our guidance for the end of this school year. Most kids will not be vaccinated or fully vaccinated before the end of this year, and we're going to work on updating our school guidance.
The CDC says it's also working on updating guidance for summer camps. More doctors are headed back to the classroom. IUPUI's Kelly School of Business saw nearly a 50% increase in inquiries in the last half of 2020 into its Physician MBA program. The school says it's directly related to the pandemic and the craziest year for the healthcare industry. It's a program specifically for doctors to learn the language of business so they can better lead a team and provide better care for patients. Those in the program say they're working to make healthcare better for everyone. Katie Wisely reports.
It's Dr. Tom Schlueter's day off. He's working on his final project for class.
I'm really hoping to focus on helping other doctors and nurses through coaching.
He's a cardiologist at Ascension St. Vincent and graduates this year with his physician MBA.
Healthcare is changing rapidly. Now it's bigger healthcare systems.
He decided to go back to school when he saw how difficult it could be to be a patient. His oldest daughter, Sarah, was born with severe special needs.
She had something known as Rett syndrome, daily seizures, difficulty breathing, the ability not to walk or talk.
And there were constant challenges.
Trying to get prescriptions filled, dealing with insurance companies, getting therapies, pre-authorization, things that my patients deal with every day.
Sarah passed away in 2016. She was 17. Dr. Schlueter and his wife, who is a nurse, have devoted their time to make things better for people like Sarah.
Learning the techniques and things that we need to be successful moving forward.
Program Director Susanna Gillen says students take the things they learn in the classroom and apply it to their work. The pandemic is a perfect example.
Many of them had to make a switch to telemedicine immediately, negotiating with vendors, thinking about operations.
Physicians looked at systemic issues that immediately caused challenges.
Why PPE was in a shortage and looking at what caused the shortage to happen so that next time they don't run into that issue.
Now, Dr. Schlueter is ready to improve processes that can give someone a second chance.
Taking somebody sick who's failing, putting a team together, getting them a new heart, and watching someone thrive in a new life, man, there's nothing better than that.
The program runs 21 months. There are more than 30 doctors this year. They'll graduate at the beginning of June. The average age of this graduating class is 47, and they come from as far as Texas and Florida. Former state lawmaker and civil rights activist Hurley Goodall has died. According to his obituary, Goodall served a 7-term stint in the Indiana General Assembly that ran from 1978 to 1992. While in office, he founded the Indiana Black Legislative Caucus. Goodall broke several barriers. He became the first black man to serve on the Muncie Community School Board and was one of Muncie's first black firefighters. Hurley Goodall was 93 years old. A new criminal charge for a Colorado man accused of murdering his missing wife. According to a new arrest affidavit, Barry Morphew voted using Suzanne Morphew's mail-in ballot in the 2020 election. A county clerk reported the possible voter fraud after seeing the ballot belong to a missing person. The affidavit showed that Morphew signed the ballot on the witness signature line. He is now charged with voter fraud. As we reported, Morphew is charged with the murder and the disappearance of his wife, who was originally from Alexandria, Indiana. An 18-year-old man is under arrest in Dallas following the discovery of a 4-year-old boy dead on a neighborhood street. According to police, Darren Brown is charged with kidnapping and theft and potentially faces more charges pending an autopsy. He's being held on a $750,000 bond. Police got a call about the child's body early Saturday morning. Investigators say it appears the boy suffered a violent death. A new report shows the Microsoft board of directors hired a law firm to investigate a relationship between an employee and founder Bill Gates. That's according to the Wall Street Journal. The Journal reports that the Microsoft engineer disclosed she had a sexual relationship with Gates in 2000. It was brought to the board's attention in 2019. The Wall Street Journal says Gates stepped down from the board before the investigation was complete. In a statement to the paper, Gates did not deny the relationship, saying it ended amicably. He does say that his departure from the board was not connected to the probe. Firefighters are struggling to get any control of a new wildfire scorching Southern California. It's just west of downtown Los Angeles near Topanga State Park, and it's threatening several homes. The fire department says it started Friday and has burned more than 1,300 acres. Investigators think it may be a case of arson and have questioned 2 people about it. Miss Mexico is the new Miss Universe. Andrea Meza beat out 73 other women to get the crown. Meza is a model and makeup artist with a degree in software engineering. She's also an activist working with a group that aims to end gender-based violence. People in Gaza are describing overnight airstrikes as the heaviest since the fighting began a week ago. There's no word on deaths from the latest strikes. One building destroyed over the weekend housed journalists from the Associated Press and Al Jazeera. Israel's prime minister addressed sharing proof with the United States that militant group Hamas was in the building on Face the Nation. Benjamin Netanyahu, says that the information was passed through intelligence services.
Why do you think we brought down that building? The interesting thing is, I would say, that, all the journalists, one of the, I think, AP journalists said, we were lucky to get out. No, you weren't lucky to get out. It wasn't luck. It's because we took special pains to call people in those buildings to make sure that the premises were vacated.
The Israeli military says it's destroyed 9 miles of militant tunnels during airstrikes on the Gaza Strip. There is video out there that's from the Israel Defense Forces that shows a strike on one of the tunnels. And according to the IDF, the tunnel was near a kindergarten and a mosque. And today is the deadline to file your 2020 tax returns. Both federal and state returns are due. The pandemic pushed the deadline back a month. If you need more time, you just need to request an extension with the IRS by today. That will give you until October 15th to file. If you're expecting a federal refund, the IRS says the fastest way to get the money is to file electronically and choose direct deposit. And expected to get very loud outside very soon. Brood X cicadas are starting to emerge. O'Bannon Woods State Park in southern Indiana shared a photo on Facebook, writing in it a post, they are here, let the noise begin. Brood X is the biggest emergence of the cicadas since 2004. Experts say the cold weather has been keeping the cicadas underground a little longer. To business headlines, Americans will face several price hikes and shortages this Memorial Day. From chicken to gas, it's getting harder to come by items as supply chain issues continue. If you haven't rented out a vacation home yet, it might be too late to find one this year. 85% of vacation rentals in Cape Cod, the Outer Banks, and along the Jersey Shore are booked through August, that's according to VRBO. And more than a third of U.S. workers changed employers or lost their jobs since the start of the pandemic, double the typical level in the previous 2 decades. An Arizona State University and Virginia Commonwealth study found among workers who had a job in February 2020, almost 37% were no longer with their employer a year later. Millions of workers who lost their jobs in the spring of 2020 were back at work in March this year, and the paper implies that the recovery is largely due to people finding new jobs rather than returning to their old employers. AT&T is in advanced talks to merge Warner Media with Discovery to take on Netflix. The new company will be publicly traded and co-owned by AT&T and Discovery shareholders. The content from both Warner Media and Discovery combined will be a better competitor to bigger streaming services like Netflix and Disney+. Twitter will call its subscription service Twitter Blue. CNET reports it'll cost $2.99 a month. The tiered service will also let you make collections of favorite tweets so you can find them when you want to. A server containing direct messages between Amazon vendors and customers who provide fake reviews was discovered by the cybersecurity website Safety Detectives. Described as an organized fake reviews scam, the server contains over 13 million records, about 7 gigabytes of data, potentially involving more than 200,000 people in unethical activities, the Safety Detectives report said. And finally to sports. Tickets go on sale at 4 this afternoon for the Pacers' only guaranteed playoff game. Indiana hosts Charlotte tomorrow night in one of the play-in games to decide who makes the main playoff bracket. The Pacers blew out the Toronto Raptors yesterday, giving them the home game. The Hornets had the edge over the Pacers in the regular season, winning 2 of 3. TJ McConnell talks about playoff intensity.
Going into the play-in tournament, every possession is magnified. You know, when you go to playoff basketball, every single possession matters. So, we've got to come in and fix what we did last time against them and be extremely ready to go.
Tomorrow's game at Bankers Life Fieldhouse tips off at 6:30. The winner of the game goes on to play the winner of the other play-in game, either Washington or Boston.
Can't wait to see you all here on Tuesday this week when we start practicing for the 105th running of the Indianapolis 500 presented by Gamebridge. It's going to be a blast.
Marching forward in the month of May, IMS President Doug Bowles is reminding race fans on Twitter they are welcome in the stands as IndyCar drivers take to the oval for practices. Sports Director Anthony Calhoun caught up with Wish TV's driver analyst Graham Rahal ahead of this week's practices. Rahal explained how this week's forecast could really complicate things for drivers and their teams.
It used to be we had multiple weeks, 2 weeks, basically, Tuesday through Friday of each week to get ready. Now we just have the one. And so when Mother Nature plays a role in that, let's say we lose Tuesday, or let's say we lose Tuesday and part of Wednesday. Now all of a sudden you're in a really condensed schedule. You've got to get everything done. You've got to get as much learning done as you can. You got to start your qualifying prep. And then on Friday, you got to hope that it's all magic and it goes. Now it looks like over the weekend we might see some heat. So these are things, and wind. These are things that can vary a lot and change the game a ton for us as drivers and for teams, engineers. So this week could be a pretty big challenge.
You can see Rahal and the other 34 drivers take laps for practice from Tuesday to Friday. The 2 days of qualifying are set for Saturday and Sunday. IU plays for a national championship tonight. The men's soccer team is in the title game of the College Cup. The Hoosiers have won the tournament 8 times. This marks the Hoosiers' 16th trip to the championship game in program history. The Hoosiers will face the Marshall Thundering Herd in the College Cup. The team's Twitter account released a video of some former players who say, "This is IU's year," and tonight's game is at 8 p.m. on ESPN2. The Hoosiers last went to the championship in 2017 when Stanford beat them in double overtime. This has been your News 8 Daily 8 for Wish TV. I'm Kylie Conway, online at wishtv.com, and follow us on Facebook when you search Wish TV.
Check out more podcasts from the All Indiana Podcast Network now at allindianapodcastnetwork.com.
allindianapodcastnetwork.com.